Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Live Album by Year. We have arrived at one of the couple that I knew were going to be some of the toughest here in this series. 1971. All right, we're now in live album Orama territory, right? So here, pretty much every year during the 70s especially, it goes up until the early 80s, just so many spectacular live albums, so many to choose from, so many classic bands, some like not even classic bands that just released great live albums, right? Today was tough, but I think we're going to get tougher. I think today my number one was kind of predetermined. I mean, obviously, if you're planning on doing a show theme like this, there are certain live albums, certain years that are kind of no-brainers. This was one of them. However, the runner-up was the tough one. I had a tough choice between two that I really love a lot. Ultimately, I had to let one go and keep one in. It's the way it goes. But my winner, for me, this is one of the greats of all time. Released July 6, 1971. Recorded March 12th through 13, 1971 at the Fillmore East in New York City, produced by Tom Dowd, of course, for the Capricorn label. I am talking about Allman Brothers Band at Fillmore East. All right, one of the legendary albums of all time. Of course, this is the deluxe edition that came out a little bit later that kind of beefed it up just a bit, but regardless whether it's the original or the deluxe edition, it's got to be the pick, right? It's just got to be the pick. One of the seminal guitar albums of all time, I guess. Duane Allman, Dickie Betts. Doesn't get much better than that. A lot of jamming on this. One of the great kind of early jam albums. Just when you've got a near 13-minute Memory of Elizabeth Reed, when you've got a 22-minute whipping post on her, plus a barnstorming 19-minute version of You Don't Love Me, and then throw in Statesboro Blues, Done Somebody Wrong, Stormy Monday, Hot Atlanta. Hard to beat that. The Allmans by this point in time in 1971 are a live force to be reckoned with. Only two studio albums up to that time. Okay, they would come out with the Eat a Peach album shortly thereafter, but man, you blink and then Duane is gone. Then you blink again and Barry Oakley is gone. So this was a very fruitful time in the period of the band on the live circuit, playing all over the place. They were mainstays at both the Fillmore East and the Fillmore West, but there was some magic happening this particular weekend and captured here on this seminal live album. Right, I can't tell you how many people who are into guitar music or play guitar talk about how this was such an important part of their upbringing, learning how to play, learning, understanding, blues and improvisation and little bits of jazz and things like that. I mean, there's just some absolutely amazing guitar interplay on these albums. Duane obviously cemented himself as one of the all-time greats based on performances on here. Dickie is right there with him. Some great vocals from Greg, and you got Butch Trucks and J-Mo and Barry, just amazing stuff. And then of course you throw in the extra stuff to kind of the stuff that didn't make the original album, which of course you got Mountain Jam, which wound up on Eat a Peach. You got Drunken Hearted Boy here, One Way Out. I mean, stuff that should have always been on the original, but they didn't want to release a triple at the time. So what they did on the Eat a Peach album is you had some studio cuts and you had some of these live things. So and of course you got Midnight Rider here too as well. But just absolutely scorching live album. It's beautiful. It's savage. It shows a bunch of young dudes, man, from the South, who are just absolutely killing it and just really finding their way in a big way and just peaking as a band. And unfortunately, it got kind of cut short, by some senseless motorcycle accident tragedies, and just like in the same place for crying out loud, like about a year apart. So really sad stuff, but a great album, a legendary album. That's my favorite for today. As far as the runner-up, so like I said, I had two that I was stuck on. And I'm like, oh, man. It's like one of them is a big rambling 4-disc set, 4-album set originally, recorded in New York City. It's, one of the great live documents of a band also at the same time who were just absolutely killing it. The other is, a double album set that also recorded at the same place as my original, as my number one, a British band. And it's heavy, it's raucous, it's jamming, it's epic. I had to make a tough choice. And it's not by much, but I decided to go with Performance Rockin' the Fillmore from Humble Pie over Chicago's Carnegie Hall. Humble Pie, just I think you know what it is. It's like the Carnegie Hall set is just so massive, right? It's great. I went with this just because it's a little more compact, even though this is pretty rambling itself, right? I mean, there's a lot of lengthy stuff on here. This was released November 1971, recorded May 28th and 29th. Their stay at the Fillmore East in New York City, released on A&M Records and published, produced by the band. So, this has got the incredible rumbling, heavy 4-day creep. The hard rockin' I'm Ready, the hard rockin' Stone Cold Fever. I mean, this is, Marriott and Frampton. This is Frampton's last go-around with the band. Jerry Shirley, Greg Ridley. Just what a great band. And, Frampton leaves. And, of course, they don't miss a beat after that, right? I Walk on Gilded Splinters, Dr. John, big, long, epic, lots of jamming and Marriott stuff, Marriottisms going on there. You got Rolling Stone, right, covered there. Hallelujah, Hallelujah, I Love Her So. And then, of course, I Don't Need No Doctor, probably their most famous song of all. Again, another cover. A lot of covers on here, but it really works. Really hard rocking. It's like you got the three opening blistering hard rock tunes, you got the closing hard rocker, and then the stuff in the middle is where the band just kind of stretches it out and goes off into all sorts of different areas. And like I said, shortly after this, Marriott's gone, Clemson's in. They don't miss a beat, because even though you miss the charismatic Frampton, who's a great singer, really good guitar player, Clemson's more of just a guitar player guy, but he brings like a different element, right? So just great stuff. Humble Pie rocking the Fillmore. There's the guy. So you got two Fillmore sets here today, right? Ironically recorded, record not that far from each other. So you figured the Humble Pie set was in the end of May, 71, and the Allman set, what did I say that was? That was March. So within, just like 2 short months from each other, these two landmark albums, these performances happened and were recorded and then released. So pretty cool. So at Fillmore East, Allman Brothers, Performance Rockin' the Fillmore. That's my runner-up. So I have a feeling I'm going to see a lot of these in the comments below today. So make sure you put your choices in the comments for 1971. There's a lot of other good ones I didn't even mention, but the point of the show is not to mention everything. We all can go do the research and look it up. We know what they are, but the point, it's interesting to see. I think most of the great ones will get covered by everybody, all of our viewers in the comments below. So visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up tomorrow, of course, 1972. We've also got album homework assignment coming up tomorrow as well. Monday, Hudson Valley Squares. Tuesday, in the Prague Seat. Wednesday, What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Thursday, The Monsters Den. Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. And then back to Sunday once again with album homework assignment. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell. If you want to make a channel donation, the link to our Ko-Fi page is below, as well as our merch page and Sea of Tranquility, the webzine, which has been on the internet for 20 years this year. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, everybody. For all my friends in North America who are celebrating Labor Day, have a great long weekend. Enjoy your day off on Monday, and just remember the reason why we celebrate these holidays, right? There is a meaning behind it. So thanks, and I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.